Marvin Devine. I'm saying bye to all the lies and all the times you cried, saying that I wasn't right, yet I was right by your side. You manipulator, playing games, your friends commentators, and I don't know what you say about our private conversations, but it's got them hating. Thanks to all the rumors you be claiming. It's cool, I'm done with you, so they can throw you a celebration. You gon' hate it when you see me with somebody living better. I'm trying to tell you that me just doing me gon' have you jealous.
Live from Lincoln, Nebraska, it's the Prinsloo family. There's no Fresh Prince of Bel-Air in this family, but the Prinsloo family is joining us. They're joining us from Lincoln, Nebraska. Folks, can we start on one side and have the progenitor or the fraternal member of the audience tell us who the family is?
Okay, with the Prinsloo family, we originated from Limpopo. Close to Tabazimbi. My name is Francois. This is Francois Christopher. This is Heather Francis, and my wife Hailey Samantha.
But did I hear somebody say Tippy? Does he have a nickname?
Chippy.
Yes, his nickname is Chippy.
He's Chippy.
Yeah.
Okay, Chippy. Hey, guys, how you doing? How the kids doing there? Things all right?
Great.
It's great. Okay, you sound like Tony the Tiger. It's great. That's a cereal here in America, Frosted Flakes.
Yeah.
So let me ask you, Chippy, how are you finding America?
I'm great.
How do you find America?
I love America.
Really? Is it exciting so far?
I'm excited.
What about your daughter? She's got a nice little smile there. How about you? You enjoying America?
It's so much fun.
Really? Are you guys excited to maybe go to school? Because school will be in a couple months.
Yes.
Chippy doesn't look too excited.
No.
He doesn't like sitting still in school, so yeah.
Well, I can understand that. It's a long day. It's a long day. And
Yeah.
So I'm not in school, but like today, it's almost like being in school. I'll do your interview, then I have the news for an hour and a half, then I have another interview with Aaron Throat, so I'm going to be in my chair all day too.
Yeah, exactly.
So you guys are from up north. How are you finding the weather? You've come in summertime, so not a big difference yet, but wait till winter.
Yeah, that was our plan, to make sure we land in the summer, because I thought that if we landed in the winter, the cultural and weather adjustment would have been a mind blow for us. So we thought summer, so we can settle in, get ready for school, get ready for the winter, and the plan was perfect.
Well, let me ask the kids a couple more things, and then we'll let them go because, as you said, Chippy doesn't like sitting there all day. So let's go. Let me ask them. All right, so Chippy, so far you've been in the States a little bit. What's different about being here as opposed to being back home in South Africa? Anything?
It's kind of different than Africa.
Yeah, what's
different?
What's different? There's Heinz and different cereals, and the flavors are different. Really different than Africa's.
Yeah.
Well, no doubt. I agree with you on that. The flavors are definitely different. Wait till the snow comes. Are you excited about seeing snow, or are you not interested?
Yeah, I can't wait to play snowball fight and make a snowman.
Okay, the snowman is a good idea. I'm not so sure about the snowball fights. And your daughter is very excited about school. Maybe she could tell us a little bit about her experience in America so far.
Yes.
It's so much fun. Everyone is so nice.
Really? Everybody's nice. Are you excited? You're excited about school, but what about the food and the weather? And Nebraska's kind of flat, so how's that?
That's new and different, and I'm having a great time.
You're having a great time. Fantastic. Well, the kids are welcome to stay, but if they want to run off, they can do that as too, and we'll continue the conversation.
Okay.
Yeah. Gaming in the
Bye, guys.
Here we go.
All right, fantastic. Okay, so all right, welcome back. Let's reintroduce the two of you by name so the audience remembers who you are. They're probably distracted by the kids.
Yes. I'm Francois, and this is my wife, Hailey.
Yes, Hailey, yeah.
So if I can ask, guys, how long have you been married?
This year, 14 years.
No, 14
Yeah, 14 years next week.
All right, Francois, I think it's okay. She hasn't gotten tired of you yet, so you're probably going to make the full run.
Not yet.
Not yet.
So, what did you guys do in South Africa? Did you both work? Were you in farming? Were you engineers? Did you work for Pick and Pay? What did you guys do?
Basically, we had a farm and we farmed on the farm. But as we tell our story, you'll realize we couldn't farm anymore. We had to actually get rid of the livestock that we had left because we had such great amount of theft, and we got assaulted and all kinds of things on the farm. I've had to work abroad in remote sites for the last 17 years because I couldn't work in South Africa as a paramedic firefighter because of my skin color.
And your race,
Yeah.
culture, And myself, I owned my own business before we met. We actually met on a remote site in Mozambique, where he was a paramedic. I was the trainer doing training. And then after we got married, I became a housewife and mom and ran our businesses from the farm. We had a food franchise, and I had a small little honeybee business that I was starting because I was also a qualified beekeeper. So that was our focus while Francois worked overseas.
So Haley, you're also an apiist as well. You're a beekeeper.
Yes, that's my love, and one of the sad things I had to leave behind when we left the farm. And I just saw yesterday on a video that all my hives are full of bees, and made me cry a bit. And I missed my honeybees, I missed my gulls, and so that's a new thing for me, that I'm not on a farm anymore and living a more city life now.
Well, here's an idea for you, Haley, something that I do because I can't keep hives on my residential property. What you can do is do a search for beekeepers in the area and offer your time. If you don't, that way you can stay active with the bees and just go. Yeah, I'm sure they'd like the labor. It wouldn't hurt.
Yes, and the bees in the northern hemisphere are very different to African honeybees. They much calmer and not as aggressive as the African honeybees. So I think I'd like that.
No, I agree with you 100%. When I was in Somerset West and I went down right after I got fully qualified as a beekeeper through Michigan State University, I went to South Africa. You might have seen that. Francois might have seen that video a couple years ago. I was down there and we went out. It was summertime. It was so hot with all the kit on. And there were four of us there, and everyone got stung except me.
Exactly, So wearing that full kit suit in the African heat, that's a challenge. But you have to, or else you're going to get stung.
Now, Haley, my guess was I wasn't going to guess if Francois was a farmer. I was going to think he was homeless with that beard. But in your case, I would have guessed you're a farmer because you've clearly got that deep farmer feld tan going on there.
I was always the most tanned farmer where we came from. I think I was the only tanned farmer.
So
and I loved it. So yes, I'm the farmer. Francois, he earned the bread and butter to keep us going.
So I don't know. You guys probably may have seen at some point the movie Lethal Weapon 2 with Danny Glover and Mel Gibson.
Yes.
So I'm just going to take a scene from that movie very quickly, and you know which one it is. So I understand that you want to come to America as refugees, but Haley, but you're black.
Black. I love it. Yes.
So guys,
which was like that. I've always wanted to come to America. I've always been an American. Balls to bone.
But so let me get into this now. We'll talk about other things about the experience. But so, Francois, have you been watching my channel since before the refugee thing came up?
I started watching you just before the refugee thing came up.
Okay, so you probably knew all along that I was telling people that this was for racial minorities.
Yes.
And I also from the very beginning, without having any information, the government said it would likely qualify for people who have mixed marriages, because if you have a person who's married to a white person who's being persecuted, you can't leave the black person or brown person behind.
Yeah, exactly. Because in South Africa, I would my race group is colored. So as a colored South African, we also a minority in South Africa, and also quite phased out of the economic structure of being able to build and grow. And yes, as a colored person, I could never reach further than a certain level because my full name, maiden name, is Hayley Samantha Hendricks. That was my maiden surname.
Oh,
so because it's not
you're one of those people that Hendricks, you made apartheid happen. I know.
Yeah. So as much as the Afrikaners are being persecuted, the poor colored people as colored people under the National Party Afrikaner government, we had no place. And under the ANC black government, colored people don't have a place. No. So we're just like a forgotten minority in South Africa. And yeah, if we colored people don't make our own way like the Afrikaners, we just shut out. Yeah.
Well, Hayley, that may be the case in South Africa, but watch my program. You know that the coloreds are not forgotten in my heart. I love the coloreds.
Yes.
What a great bunch of people. The Nicklins, the Busters, the Cape Malays, everybody.
Yeah. Fantastic people.
Fantastic people. So somebody in the chat just said they don't want old people. Let me just dispel that rumor right now. First off, these guys aren't old, but there's a 92-year-old who just arrived in America. A 92-year-old, and we have an 89-year-old that's in Texas. That's Lily's grandmother. That's Poppycock. We have Veroshka now. 64 is not old, but Veroshka came here all on her own, and she's in Pennsylvania. So people need to dispel they don't want old people. Bottom line, I'll tell you this: we don't want anybody. But we're humanitarians. We care about people who are being persecuted, and we make a path for them to come here. So that's what matters. So let's not get fixated on black, white, brown, or age or disability, because
especially not age.
None of that has anything to do with the refugee program. All right, so my beard used to be longer than that, but I trimmed it up because everybody thought I was homeless. Let's hear the story behind the beard.
I saw it was longer than mine.
Francois, let's hear the story about the beard. I think the audience is curious why you've got that beard and why Hayley tolerates it. It looks like she loves it.
She does.
I like the beard.
Look, in the farming community, having a beard helps. Yeah. But this was actually started because of my work in the Middle East, because it made going through customs so much easier when you have a beard like this.
Well, if you just put a turban on, you'd look right in place there. You'd fit right in.
Fit right in. Yes.
All right, guys. So, did you happen to watch my 7th February broadcast last year, or did you miss it? And when did you find out about the program?
I actually found out about the program through your video, but I was sitting abroad, and my wife said to me, because we were looking at immigrating even before all of this kicked off, because we were attacked in the farming community that we're living in. I was attacked by 20 black men because they were calling my wife out and telling her that they were gonna hurt her and the kids for being married to me. And we actually started looking at immigrating to the States. And it's difficult if you don't have an employer pulling you this side, and it's very expensive. Very expensive. So we were actually looking at leaving South Africa already. And then
we looked at Mauritius.
Mauritius as well.
It was South African friendly, and we could afford it.
Yeah. And with me doing contract work and getting paid in dollar, it made everything easier. And then my wife said to me,
a few months later, I called him and I told him, because my sister actually called me from Ireland and said to me, Hayley, I saw your president has just opened, because everybody knows I'm a President Trump fan. I love President Trump. I've been a fan of his since The Apprentice. Yeah. And when my sister called me and said, your president opened up a program for Afrikaners, are you going to America? I just dropped the call, phoned my husband in West Africa, and I told him, okay, I'm ready to leave South Africa. We're going to America. And Francois instantly started researching and said it was true. And we checked your video, and we started making plans to back up our lives and come to America.
Let me address something in the chat very quickly here. Brian says, anyone know if any H2A or H2Bs holders have any luck being accepted? Yes, if you follow my advice and do what I said, apply and go back to South Africa for interviews. They have, we know of a couple H2A visa holders who've now over here having followed those rules. So, well, guys, that's pretty amazing. So, Francois, you were overseas. Did you guys do the PRM email or the statement of interest? How did you start this?
I did the statement of interest. and nothing came of it. So we waited until they opened that you do the application
the
form.
intake questionnaire. Yep.
Yeah, the intake questionnaire. Then I did the intake questionnaire as well, and we were waiting all the time in between the showing of interest and the intake questionnaire. We did the intake questionnaire, and I was abroad.
So you couldn't
Well,
do it.
that's what I was asked. I want to get to. So this goes to the H-2A visa, and also people in Qatar and place like that. You were abroad when the process started.
Yeah.
Started, yes.
So you couldn't access any of the paperwork.
Yeah, I couldn't do the application forms sitting in West Africa because you have to be in South Africa. Otherwise, the server doesn't allow you to complete the documentation.
So I did it,
Yeah, my wife started it, yes.
Okay, great. So you did the intake questionnaire. So did you do the statement of interest right away in May, or did you wait a little while?
No, did it right away in May.
Okay, so May is when you did a statement of interest. Then you did the intake questionnaire June, July, August, September, October, November. That's 6 months. When did you arrive in America?
Well, the intake questionnaire we finally did in November.
November, yeah.
That's when I completed everything. After the intake questionnaire, we then got a telephonic call from Church World Services in Kenya. I took that call because they could not access Francois in West Africa. I did they do a basic interview to make sure everybody's on plan, husband and wife are aware of the application. And then when Francois landed, we were sent to our medicals.
No, security clearance.
We had to do a Zoom interview. Then we did security clearance, medicals. We did all of that on his R&R. Yeah.
We landed here on the 8th of June.
Of June, yes. So from intake questionnaire to now was 8 months.
8 months.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that's quite a long path, and a lot of people are just being angry that they got approved in April and they haven't flown yet. I'm like, take a deep breath. This process takes time. I do need to interrupt while we have a large audience just very quickly here and remind people there are scammers out there that are stealing my identity and pretending to be me. It's come up again this morning. Stop being stupid, people. I mean, if that hurts your feelings, that's on you. You're not talking to me. Insist on a WhatsApp call. Insist on seeing my face. And obviously, these scammers are not me. And if they refuse it, if you want to talk to me and I agree to talk to you and you have my number and I have your number and I insist on a WhatsApp face-to-face, well, that's intentional. And if you do the same and the person refuses, then you're being defrauded. Report those people. We've done what we can, but these people are stealing my photograph. And if you're foolish enough to send them money or to listen to them or to be curried, you get angry at me. That's not me. I have nothing to do with it. I don't give out my phone number. I don't post phone numbers, certainly not on social media. I'm sorry I had to interrupt, guys, but this has cropped up in the last 2 days, and apparently it's gotten worse here. Yeah. So I just want to share that. Okay, let's get back to your story. Okay, so, wow, 20 guys attacked you. That's pretty crazy. Now, that's one of the things I talked about. I said, in your case, your color, but I mean, color, black, Indian. We have Afrikaners married to Indians and vice versa, and to coloreds and blacks. Yeah. And I said, and because I said black folks could even come over last year, and that's before we even knew about the Stoltz or the Smith family. We didn't know about them. And I said, it's possible to come over here if you're black. And people are like, how? I said, well, if you're married to someone who's qualified, we don't divide nuclear families up. They can come over. Exactly. And I also said that, I know this is true in South Africa. If you're in America, we call it a mixed marriage, okay? But when I grew up, a mixed marriage was a Catholic married to a Protestant, not a black and white or brown and white. But now it's black and white sort of thing in America. Anyway, yeah. So if you're in a mixed marriage, you're oftentimes the subject of scorn and discrimination from both sides of the aisle. Is that what happened? Both sides of the aisle. And that's what happened in your case, yes?
Yeah. We started noticing that we were getting a lot more aggression from the black side of South Africa, where Francois and I would be in a mall and you'd get some person just walking in between us and shoving him out of the way, or just being passive aggressive.
Microaggressions.
Yeah, a lot of microaggressions, and we couldn't do anything because we can't go to the police, not even when he was attacked. Yeah. The police did nothing. Yeah.
Well, that doesn't surprise me. The police are, in many cases, either incompetent, incapable, or corrupt themselves. the case of the
Yes.
family last year in Brits on the farm that was attacked. I have the police report. It's listed as a house robbery. It wasn't a robbery. It was a home invasion. It was attempted murder. It was assault with deadly intent. It was trespassing. It was breaking and entering. And none of that's listed. And so they covered up, and then they can say there were no farm murders. It's just sad.
Exactly. Exactly. And that was your attack. His attack was assault with deadly intent. There were bottles and
Sticks.
and they just used weapons. And when the police said there's nothing we can do because apparently Francois used the K word is like the N word in America. And when they said that he used the K word against them, I was like, how could he? He's married to me. You know, there's any racist in this family to me, not Francois.
And
you know,
and the worst thing is the police, they just didn't care.
they didn't.
And even worse, when you get assaulted in South Africa, you have to go to the government hospital and you have to get a J88 form filled out that describes
The injuries.
the injuries and everything for your police docket. When I went to Tabazimbi Government Hospital, the doctor and the head nurse refused. They refused to help me to fill out my J88. They told me, you're a white man, we will not help you.
Yeah.
Well,
And
to
that's
me,
when we
that in itself sounds like racial persecution right there. You're being denied
Yes.
the ability to even report a crime.
Yeah.
Luckily, I'm medically qualified, so I stitched myself up and I fixed myself. But they refused.
They didn't.
They didn't want to help us. And Tabazimbi is a 2.5 hour drive from us. We drove 2.5 hours with me bleeding. They refused to help me.
And you know, Colonel, I have to say, that day Francois always had a bit of an inkling he wants to leave South Africa because we can't prosper.
Yeah.
We can't grow. But that day, I saw Francois so defeated. I saw him so defeated when we drove from the hospital.
Yeah.
And he looked at me and said, baby, we've got to get out of this country. And I said to him, we'll go. I'll go anyway. Even if we have to move to Antarctica, I'll follow you anyway.
Yeah.
I've never seen Francois so defeated. And that broke me. And that's when we started making plans to move out of the country, and which we started checking Mauritius and anyway close by where we could get out of South Africa.
Well, Haley, as a colored South African, we've both kind of talked briefly about this, alluded to. Under the National Party, coloreds didn't have a place except when it was when it was useful to use them. And under the ANC, it's the same situation. So in your case, you're accustomed to this constant beating down and defeating your morale by being mistreated. But for Francois, it's probably happened to him growing up in post-apartheid South Africa, but it sounds like this was something that many coloreds have experienced throughout their lives, both periods, and this came home to Francois and really was difficult.
It was. It was. And because I always would go to France because we being in a mixed marriage and we being colored, coloreds have a really great sense of humor. We tend to laugh off our pain. We laugh at adversity in our faces, and that's me. I've always laughed about the fact that, hey, you complaining now, us coloreds, we've been through it forever, you know. And but that day it hit home. It hit home that it's more than just white and black, and it's our safety, it's our children's future. And because we've got 2 children, I was like, I will take them anyway to never. And it happened in front of our children.
Yeah.
And I saw I'd never let my children experience such violence again because, we don't fight. We don't even, they've never seen such violence. They've never even seen such violence in a movie because we control what they watch. But that day, seeing their dad get attacked and trying to protect me, it was one of the worst days of my life. And it changed me.
Now, I can just imagine children should never see that sort of nonsense. And you know, to see the media in South Africa dismiss this, and the way they dismiss it, let me draw a string here, okay? So this isn't true, but this is the string they draw, and they get away with it. Well, white people created apartheid, and they're all guilty of it, even infants born today. So white people deserve whatever they get, and so they're just crying about farm attacks, but everybody gets attacked in the farm. But, you know, it's okay to abuse white people, and it's okay to limit them to 4% of management jobs because, you know, under apartheid it was wrong. So we're going to continue the wrong thing, but it's not wrong because now we're in charge. I mean, that's the thread that's being run.
Exactly.
Exactly.
It's just like everything the Afrikaner government did is it justifies their actions right now.
Here at New Olive Dove, it says in the chat, I went to find a job this morning at a large company, was told we got our quota already, but not the single white person works there. So they're not even hiring white people for the quota. They're just lying about it.
No.
But if you're in South Africa and you're in a company with more than 50 employees and you don't meet your quota in management for historically disadvantaged groups, which doesn't include the colored Indians, they only window dressing, it's for blacks. If you don't do that, you'll be taken to court and be sued and lose lots of money. But if you don't have any white employees or colored, they don't care.
Yes, they don't. And in South Africa, it's actually required to put a picture on your resume. And that's what I always said to Francois, that I'm fortunate because I'm a darker skinned colored, and that helped me get into the quotas and help fix quotas. So I always had no problem finding a job because my picture was on my resume, but that didn't mean I could proceed further than middle management, and I just hit a glass ceiling.
Yeah, because it doesn't matter what your talent or merit is. You just filled a quota for them so they could claim it. But I could see, you could be mistaken for black South African. You have a Tswana look about you. You kind of look like
that's true. That's true. That's true. Pretty Tswana girl.
What's the Hilijang? Anyway, so it's I could see that, but it's really heartbreaking, and I don't think people around the world know about this. It's starting to come to attention. But the media always focuses on the phrase, and this is another story out today about AfriForum lost its case against the Press Council because the Mail and Guardian ran an op-ed claiming that AfriForum promotes the white genocide narrative. And, it's interesting because they claim that the Kali Creole never disputed that they don't use that term, except that's a lie. I've had Kali Creole in my program multiple times, and every time I ask him about it, he denies. He says, we don't claim white genocide. That's the media, which is what I've been saying for years. And so they use this white genocide to dismiss very real situations, pretending it's not real.
Exactly. Yes, they do. They definitely do. And it's getting more and more real because the genocide is not only farm attacks, it's financial genocide, it's social genocide, it's cultural genocide. And that's why when we made our decision to move, if you look at my children, like I said to Francois, our children look more like him than they do like me. So, and with their surname Prinsloo, they're always going to be locked out of South Africa's economy. They would never be, they can't even go to university because quotas are in place at university. So if you're a certain color with a certain name, you're not going to get in.
Well, Francois, I have to be honest with you. Every time I hear the name Prinsloo, my first thought is Sandra Prinsloo. That's where I go.
Yes, actress. Yes.
For those who are South African, you'll get the reference. The rest of you look it up.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and I think the first time
I was going to name my daughter Hannah, but there's a South African actress called Hannah Prinsloo, and I said to Francois, they're going to call her Hannah in South Africa, so I chose Heather instead.
No, that makes sense. It makes all the sense in the world. But no, the first time I ever saw Sandra Prinsloo was in The Gods Must Be Crazy. That was that.
Yes, that's right. Yes, that's right. One of my favorite movies.
So have you guys thought about the kids as far as retaining their culture? I mean, you've got a culture that they speak Afrikaans. Are you going to keep that inculcated in them? Because they're in an age where it would be easy for them to lose it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we want to keep them bilingual, Afrikaans and English. But they've been schooled in English because
I'm English first
language. So their mother tongue is English. But trust me, when it comes to speaking about toys and birthdays,
they speak Afrikaans
very well.
Yes, and because we speak Afrikaans to each other all the time.
Yeah.
So when they want something, it's Afrikaans.
No,
exactly.
Oh dear goodness gracious! Yeah, that was going to be the case. Okay, guys. Let me ask this, Haley. What was the most difficult? Because you both seem really well adjusted, and you seem like you're thriving here. What was the most difficult part of this process for you? Was it the wait? Was it the interviews? Was it the medicals? Was it the jabs? Was it the travel? I mean, there had to be something in this process that was frustrating because it's not all roses. The thorns come along with the roses.
Yeah, the most frustrating part for me was actually the waiting. I don't do well with waiting because everything Francois and I owned is owned. Nothing is being financed, paid off. We had motor vehicles. We've got our paid off farm. We've so when the most frustrating part was actually when we got word that our application, the process was successful, and that we now must await travel arrangements. Francois was sitting in West Africa, and me being alone on the farm with my assistant Matthew and my children. I had to pack up, sell, and prep us for travel alone.
Yes.
I had to do all of that by myself because Francois landed from West Africa on the morning of the 6th of June. And we literally spent 24 hours on the farm and had to leave the farm to go to Johannesburg so that we could spend time with one day with family before our flight, because our flight was on the 8th.
Yeah.
And so that was my frustrating part, is that as a husband and wife who built everything together, we didn't even get time to say goodbye to the thing that meant the most to me, that farm. That farm was my security. It was my everything. I miss my farm.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, that was the frustrating thing, was just the pack up and the leaving. Even not even the process. It was the short 2-week period from successful to flying.
Yeah.
That was frustrating for me. Yeah.
All right, Haley, you got to stop. And I'm kind of a softie. You're going to get me crying there.
So I
you're going to get me crying. So guys, I empathize, but and I'm not trying to be cold-hearted, but what you've been experiencing in your married life is almost like our military personnel in America. You have long separations because you had to go work abroad. It's not a deployment. You're not living in a tent necessarily, or carrying a rucksack, but you are away from your family. Your kids are growing up. You're not there. Your spouse has got to keep the house going and take care of the bills. And then you have then this move. I mean, I know many military families where they have orders to leave, and the husband comes back from a deployment literally just a couple of days before it's time to move from Korea to Hawaii, or from Hawaii to Germany, or something like that. So you're not military, but in some respects, you've dealt with the trials and tribulations of an American military family, which very few people appreciate. So you obviously appreciate it.
Yes, and it helped because we were both remote site workers when we met.
Yeah.
And purely because we earn more money with him doing remote work.
Yeah.
It really gave us a good life in South Africa, a comfortable life.
Yeah, we could buy stuff that normal people that works 9 to 5 couldn't.
Yes, and the kids got used to that. They got used to, we're saying goodbye to Papa tomorrow, and Papa's back in 3 months. And one stretch, he stayed a year in Iraq.
Yeah,
and the kids,
15 months.
Yeah, 15 months in Iraq, so we could pay our farm off. And because Francois does contract work, the contract can end overnight. Like Sierra Leone, Ebola outbreak, contract ended overnight, then sit without work for 3 months to a year, then it's rebuild. And then it's get a new job in Zambia, that contract runs out. So Francois and this is technically what we consider our last start over. Because we've had a lot of Plan A fails, have to go to Plan B. Plan B fails, we need to jump to Plan C. And so we looked at this particular pack up and move to the United States as our last start over, because the security we are afforded in America will provide us a future for our old age, chat, and will provide our children a future until they also old and weary.
So Francois, I'm listening to this and I'm watching, and it seems to me that Haley's pretty driven, and you're not going to get away with not finding some farmland in America at some point. I suspect.
No. We're already looking. We're already looking.
We're going to fly over Lincoln.
We flew over Lincoln.
I was like, there's my farm. There's my farm.
Okay. The problem with that is you need to get some well-paying jobs in America, because farmland is not cheap.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
the
yeah,
plan.
that's it,
That
yeah.
is exactly the plan. That's why, with his job as a paramedic, we're already looking at the oil rigs in the Gulf because the oil rig work will pay well, and it will get Mama her
Yeah,
farm.
exactly. Yes.
Mama
Well,
wants a farm.
I don't know how that'll work getting approval, but I know that you can request that from the State Department at some point. It might be after you get your green card, so they'll give you a chance to get settled. But farmland is expensive, but I can see this now, 3 to 5 years from now, Haley's Bees. And then I'll come out to whether you're in Missouri or Nebraska or Ohio, I'll have to come out and work at your apiary, and we'll do a video.
Oh,
Yes,
I love
yes.
that. Thank
That's
you,
a-
Colonel. That's
yeah.
a great idea.
Love
It's
that,
giving me now a vision for the future.
Yeah.
Gold to
Gold,
work towards.
gold.
Yeah.
Go.
All right, so look, I'm going to have to break this to Hendo right now. You know, Hendo's my favorite color, but he's sliding down them things since I met Haley.
I told you I'm going to be the top colored in Nebraska.
Yeah.
I said to him, I'm the first colored in Nebraska.
So how is the greeting there? Because I've lived all over the Midwest, and I've been to Nebraska many times because I was based at Iowa State in Ames, Iowa. So I would go to Offutt Air Force Base there quite frequently in Omaha. But the people in Nebraska have always been very friendly from what I've seen. How has your experience been there, Francois? The greeting, have they treated you well?
Very. I really can't complain. We've really been welcomed with open arms.
Everyone's so friendly.
From the resettlement agency that's helping us to
The people who work at the gas station. Our
gas
friends.
stations, our friends. It's like you won't believe I've never met people so friendly and happy to meet you, especially if they hear the accent, because they're like, "You're not from here, are you?"
Yeah.
No.
We've gotten everything from, are you from Australia, France,
England.
England?
Well, Hendo just said in the chat, he said, now is ek chop liver.
Sorry, Choma. You'll understand that.
Yeah.
Sorry, Choma.
So the kids seem to be adjusting very, very well. You've only been here a short time, but they look like they're really excited to be in America.
Yes, they are.
They are
Yeah.
super excited.
Super excited.
Super excited. I have to point out though, the other day, because I was feeling a little bit out of sorts, I said to Francois, do you think we're the only mixed couple in
Yes.
Lincoln? Because I felt so out of sorts. And then the other day at the State Department building, when Francois was trying to get his registration for his medical license done, another mixed couple walked in, and it was a bearded white guy with tattoos with his black wife. And I said to Francois, oh, there's Hailey and Francois. And they looked at us and they laughed and we laughed. And it was like, we're so glad to see you. Oh, man.
There you go.
Oh, we lost a bit of sound.
Oh, sorry, I was coughing. Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
So there's also insult to injury here with Hendo, because Hendo says she also stole my surname, Hendricks.
Yes.
Poor Hendo. He's stuck in England, which is collapsing. He's a colored. He's got the same name. The poor guy's got all the things working against him.
Somebody also, he's probably my cousin.
Hey, look, it's South Africa. He probably is your cousin.
Yeah.
The truth.
From a brother from another mother. There you go.
Exactly.
So, guys, I mean, not to bring you down, but I just want to talk this because it's clear that your love for South Africa is there. And I discuss this with people, particularly for the meet and greets when I go around now. At some point, in German, the phrase is Heimweh. I think in Afrikaans it's Heimweh or something like that, homesickness. At some point, that's going to happen. I can already see it that you missed the farm, but I mean, you're going to get to a point, because right now everything's new. You got to get your Social Security, you got to get your EAD, you got to get a place, you got to get the kids in school, you got to get your med. All that's got to happen now. You got to get a job. But once you get into that 8, 9, 10 months down the road, you're probably going to be like, I think the two of you are going to handle it well because you've got each other.
Yeah.
But I mean, but it will come. And have you thought about that?
Yeah. Yes.
Yes,
It's been hitting me in little waves already, to be honest, Colonel, because I'm a very emotive person and I'm very aware psychologically of what the changes would entail, which is why it was important for me that we landed here in summer and not in the winter. And I had my first little homesick breakdown yesterday. I said to Francois, it's my fault because I was listening to an Afrikaans radio channel, which I stream on my phone. And
Not Jacaranda FM.
To it, yeah, it's actually
no Jacaranda.
No, I've got Jacaranda too, but I was busy listening to. It's called Bushveld Radio.
Oh, yeah.
Bushveld Radio, and they were playing a particular Afrikaans song, which she was singing about putting a band-aid on your heart, and I just got so homesick. I got so homesick that Francois held me and he allowed me to cry my homesickness out. And I said to him, baby, I miss the smell of my farm. I miss the sounds of the birds because it smells different here. The birds sound different here. I missed my 20-year-old cat because I've got a 20-year-old cat I had to leave behind. Yeah. She was our firstborn. We had her before we had our children. And, so I said to Francois, it's important for us, if we feel it, to emote, get it out. And the quicker I burn the homesickness off, but Lincoln doesn't allow me to be homesick for long. Yeah. There's just so much newness. Everything is a new experience. Everything is wow, look at that. Pharmacy has a drive-through. The bank has a drive-through. Yeah. They sell cigarettes in the pharmacy.
Well, I've got a surprise for you here, too. Wait till autumn. Wait till fall when football starts. University of Nebraska is in Lincoln.
We can't wait for that.
Oh, my goodness. Like 90,000 people go to the games. They have tailgate parties.
Yes.
So South Africans are always proud of their brides, but tailgate parties with barbecue pits outside of stadiums.
So happy about that. Yeah. So we're going to be Cornhuskers because we're in the Cornhusker state. So I've already got my Nebraska Cornhusker flag in the house. I'm going to get us some t-shirts because we have to take the kids to their first football game, take them to a baseball game. It's about us experiencing everything, like my child says, that we saw on TV, Mom, that we saw on our cartoons. So, yeah.
No doubt about it. That's pretty amazing. Now, not to be too personal, but you did allude to the fact that because you worked abroad, you were fortunate, you had resources, you owned everything. Yeah. Were you able to, and this is important, not to delve in your finances, but it's important because there are a lot of South Africans that think refugees are just poor people or they're just white farmers. Yeah. First off, they're not white farmers. They can be white farmers. And they're not poor people. They can be poor people. But wealthy people, not that you're wealthy, but what I'm getting at, were you able to put a nest egg together so you have a better start over here?
Yeah.
Yes, we did.
And we're waiting for the farm to get sold.
That's the only thing.
Yeah. So we're waiting for the farm to get sold. And that will also be our first investment in either
saving for a house.
A house or starting a business.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go through some of the basic stuff here. Okay, Francois, I'll let you answer these questions because Haley will steal the show, so we got to get Francois in here.
That's fine.
So Social Security, appointments, EADs, bank accounts, credit cards. Do you have any of that stuff?
All done.
Wow.
All done.
Wow.
All of it, yes. All done. Medic aid, done. We just need to do our licenses, which is this week.
Your driving license.
Doing our learners next week, and then we've already been contacted by the Lincoln public schools, so we've got our appointment for our kids to do the English proficiency test next week, and then they get put in the school that they're supposed to be.
Wow, it sounds like you guys have hit the ground running.
Yes. Every day's busy. Every day's busy.
What about work? Are either of you looking for work at the moment?
Yes, we've already had interviews. With regards to me, I just need to do my national registry exam so that I can get my state license to practice medicine. So I've paid all of those fees and I've applied. I'm just waiting for them to get back to me. And as soon as I can do that, the Department of Health already notified me. I don't have to do anything additional. I just need to get my national registry and then I can start practicing.
Yeah.
Well, that's all really good news. I don't want you to reach into your nest egg, but I do want you employed as quickly as possible so the super chat can start flowing this way.
We have to just go for food because the kids well.
Have you guys been watching the program at all since you've come to the States?
Yes, every day.
Yeah.
I watch
Okay.
you every day.
Your biggest fan, Colonel. This is your biggest fan.
Well, once you start working, I mean, unless you're working shift work doing EMT or something like that, then it'll be difficult for you to watch the news during the day. You'd have to watch it after the fact. But you guys are in the central time zone, so you're
Yes.
an hour behind. So the night owls is never a problem.
Yeah.
Exactly, yes, exactly, yes.
Yeah, we just saw how many time zones the
time
US
zones,
have, which
yes.
is a lot.
Guys, yes.
Yeah, I think that's the thing that a lot of South Africans, even if they think they know America, they're amazed at. You know, when the Stolze family, when they contacted me in January and said they'd like to do an interview, they just arrived, and I said sure, and then they said we can come to you for the interview. I'm like, no, let's just do it over Zoom, okay? Because they told me they're in South Carolina, and I'm like, I don't think they know how far South Carolina is from Pennsylvania. But then we did the interview, and they were just like you guys, such a lovely family that they really wanted to come up here, and they'd already had a car, and so I said fine, and if you come up, I'll pay for your hotel, and so they did come up. But it's a long drive, and from here to Nebraska, that's a couple days drive. I don't think people realize that.
Yep.
Next couple of days,
Yep,
yes, yeah.
exactly. And that's our main thing, is getting a car.
Yes.
As South Africans, we used to driving everywhere.
Yeah.
So
That's our Americans.
What our little, yeah.
Now we've
Yes.
already got money set aside for a car, so we must just get our licenses, then we
Yes.
can buy one.
Excellent. If you're looking for insurance, it may be a little challenging. I'm not sure. It depends because you don't have a driving record here. But what you can do is I'd recommend looking up Geico, GEICO. That's
Awesome.
government employees.
Yes, I've heard of Geico.
But Geico, they have the little gecko that does the ads, a little
Yes,
lizard.
yes.
Yeah. But they apparently have pretty good rates. I would stay away from Progressive. They're a leftist,
Okay.
And
That's good advice.
Thank
We've
you,
been
yeah.
researching
and-
insurance for a car.
And I don't know if you qualify for USAA or how they do that, but you could look into USAA. You might not qualify because you have to have someone in the military in your family. But I
Yeah.
think they might have started something new. But those are two of the best insurance companies in America, USAA and Geico. State Farm is
Geico,
pretty good too. And when I
Yeah.
came back from Germany in 1987, nobody would insure me in my hometown
Yes.
because they said they don't know who I am, even though I graduated high school there. because so I had to go. I kept looking at insurance companies, and finally I signed up with State Farm, and they gave me coverage, and I had them when I was at university. But ever since then, I've had USAA, but then I was in the military, so I can get in. But finding the right insurance and then get that credit history set up pretty quickly. And
Yes, that's
Already
important.
seen
Yeah,
that, yeah.
credit, social credit score.
Yeah.
That's
no,
very important. That's why-
not a social credit score. That's Chinese
That's
communist.
social credit.
Just your
That's just the
credit. Yeah, that's why we chose a joint bank account,
Yes.
because I'm bad with money. Francois handles all the money in our marriage. I get a stipend, and we keep it that way because I
So-
buy what I want. He buys what we need.
You buy what you want. What is that like? Gucci bags and Christian Louboutin shoes?
Not even. I'm not materialistic. It's like, I'm just terrible with money. I give it away. He says I have a bleeding heart.
Yes.
So yes,
Bleeding
he
heart.
handles. our
Well,
money.
in Africa, my experience all over the continent is that families keep people poor. One reason why there's poverty
Yeah.
is those who have the drive and entrepreneur and the ingenuity and the discipline to save and invest get bled dry by sisters and brothers and aunts and uncles
Yeah.
and parents and paying for everyone else's failures. And it's
Yes.
and I don't know if that's how you've been generous, but that is a problem.
Especially, yes, in our community.
Yes.
In our community, because Francois worked overseas and earned dollars, everyone saw us as the rich Prinsloo's. So people knew how to come and, Hayley, can you help me? I've got to do this. Can you help me buy a bag of pig food? Can you help me lend me 1,000 rand for food? And bleeding heart.
Lend me
Bleeding heart.
6,000, lend
Yeah.
me 10,000.
It's true.
Yeah, no, it's people don't look at that. That's one of the reasons why Africa remains in poverty in so much of the continent, because
Yes.
those people who constantly beg, draw, take money from the prosperous, they keep everybody down because they don't become active.
Like a milk cow.
Exactly. They don't go out and do anything to be productive because they leech off other people. I don't mean to say that in a mean way, but that's essentially what they do. In the chat, Peter asked a question of those insurance companies. Yes, they're all over the country. I would have mentioned them if they were only local. There's lots of local, like we have a local insurance company down the road here that I don't do business with that's only in this area. But those are nationwide companies, so that's you should check into those. Guys, this is a fascinating conversation. I hope you've enjoyed as much as I have so far. But let's talk about some brass tacks things here. Did you think when you started this program, Haley, that it would be possible for you to do it? And I'm asking because I think you probably did, because I said that it doesn't matter. You don't have to be a white farmer. So did you believe me? And is that the reason why you guys went ahead? Or did you just take a chance and go, what the heck, we could take a stab at this?
No, it was what you said, basically.
Yeah.
We went with what you said, It's like, it's not just,
It's for all minorities.
That's why I've been watching your channel so long, because you really report the truth, and you don't have any fake news like the rest, So we took lots of what we did from you.
And I'm like, I always thought of myself as an Afrikaner farmer, because, it's as a colored person, race, it really didn't matter, because, we're so mixed in the colored community, black, white, Indian, black, Indian, white. So you even get white Chinese mixes in the colored community. So the colored community is very diverse in terms of how we look. And I was, as a Prinsloo, I knew where I'm going, where my beard's going. Yeah.
Where my beard's going. That's a good one. That's good. I love that. Yeah. So let me ask you some of the basic questions that I always ask people, because we've had such a Leka conversation that I neglected this. So when you arrived, the reason I asked, because we had one of my viewers, a lovely lady who's older, who went to Omaha and was knackered and put into a place where the heating system didn't work. You may recall this. And she nearly died from carbon monoxide poisoning the day she arrived, because her agent didn't bother to check the place they put her into, and she was tired. I think the only reason she's alive is because the wind shifted or something and fresh air came in and it woke her up. Otherwise, she would have died from carbon monoxide poisoning. What a horrible... Can you imagine surviving South Africa, coming all the way to America, flying from Cape Town to Atlanta to Chicago to Omaha to get off a plane, to have some guy from the Middle East who's your case officer say, sign this lease or you're going to be on the street, and you sign it, and he puts you in a place where you nearly die. That's crazy.
It's crazy, yes.
No, we've gotten everything is perfect.
Perfect, yeah.
I'm so happy, because my worry was coming through, and because I'm a germaphobe, I was worried. I was like, I hope we're not in a place where there's
cockroaches,
old furniture, and no roaches. And I have to say that even out of all the South Africans in Nebraska, I think we've got the nicest place.
So when
we've got a balcony, we've got clean place. It's beautiful.
Haley, were you greeted at the airport by your case officer or somebody from your agency?
Yes.
Okay.
From the minute we landed to even everything up till yesterday with our job coach. The Lutheran Family Services have been amazing. Absolutely amazing. They have walked us through every step of the way, getting our socials, getting our employment job cards, everything, getting the kids ready for school. They have helped us every step of the way. The apartment we're living in, when we moved in, it was freshly painted, new carpet laid, fresh new furniture, new bedding, because I flew with my own bedding. I was worried that I didn't come with clothes, because I'm not a clothes horse, but I flew with my own pillow and bedding. And I'm proud to say it's still in the cupboard, because everything was brand new when we moved in here.
Well, that's the experience you're supposed to get, ideally. I mean, it isn't always possible, but most times it should be possible. For instance, my viewer in Florida who moved in sent me photographs. She was taken right to her place right away in a beautiful neighborhood. And the kitchen, all brand new dish towels, brand new utensils, brand new plates and everything. The bathroom with a clean shower curtain, brand new bedding everywhere, and a lovely place to live in. So that's how it's supposed to be. Not everybody gets that experience, unfortunately. Well, I'm glad you guys have gotten it. So, I mean, it sounds like you really have nothing to complain about.
No, nothing. Absolutely nothing, if we have to be honest. We have been, even with the pantries that allow us to come and get foodstuffs, and food products that we
So
need.
friendly.
And Francois and I, we just go and get what we need.
Yeah.
We don't just take, because I don't like being greedy. But we have been given nothing but an open arms welcome. It's like being in the arms of an angel while we've been here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So who's the chef? One or both of you? Who does the cooking?
Yeah, I do the cooking. And I cook so well, Colonel, that my kids really don't like takeaways. They don't like fast food. And it's been a bit of a challenge.
Potjie kos chat.
Yeah, I'm a cooking competition queen in South Africa, but it's been a bit of a challenge because we had to find a way to buy for me to cook here the way I do in South Africa, because we tend to eat a lot of fruits and vegetables, and we don't get a lot of that at the pantry. So we did use some of our own money, so that I could stock my fridge and my cupboard with the food I knew my children enjoy eating. Because if they say, when we took them for tacos the first time to a little taqueria down the road, and Chippy looked at me and he was like, "Mama, your tacos are better." And I said to him, "Yes, we're going to be okay in America."
Well, it's great that your kids don't like takeaways, because so many people squander so much of their income on takeaways. It's insane.
Yeah.
People do DoorDash all the time. It's just crazy. It's a huge waste of money.
Yeah.
So I do it occasionally, but not all that often. It's usually because I'm rushing from place to place. That's the only reason I do a takeaway.
Yes.
But I don't get takeaway just because I'm at home. That's just a huge waste of money. So what about spices? Have you looked at McCormick Spices? Is that something you've taken a look at already? Or because you're not going to get Robertson's here.
Yeah, no, I've actually found my favorite. I said to Francois, I need spices. Find me an Indian or a halal shop, because I'm going to get my spices there. So spices that I came right with. But my son refuses to eat ketchup. So Francois went online, found an awesome South African products vendor, which is in British Columbia, Canada. And he ordered me a box of all gold tomato sauce. Ross and Blackwell mayonnaise, because I don't like the mayonnaise here.
What is with you South Africans? We invented mayonnaise. We have the best mayonnaise on the planet. Every South African disses our mayonnaise. Every South African disses our mayonnaise. You guys want that? You want that nasty green looking stuff? It looks like mold that grows in.
So Francois managed to get me some of my favorite South African cupboard goodies, so that I could at least,
But I mean, who am I to say anything? I mean, I don't eat onions on my braai and I don't eat lamb, so.
Yes. And we found a place where we can have a braai.
Yes.
So my South African friend here, Vilma, she is like, she needs a braai. She needs a braai. So on the 4th of July, we saw at the park, they have huge braai stands where you can braai with wood. And I said to Vilma, we're getting together in a couple of weeks. We're going to have a braai in the park. And he ordered me boerewors from the British Columbia as well.
Oh, no, look, I've got a connection here in the States. It might be cheaper. I'll send you the information. Let me find the business card.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So if you're settled wherever you're at next year, you might want to come to the Brian Potjie Fest that's at Kings Dominion, Virginia.
In Virginia.
I am a Potjie course competition holder in South Africa. I am there.
I was a judge, and the one that we thought was the best became the winner. They won the category.
Yeah,
so.
No bias, Colonel. Chris,
well,
no bias,
that might be a problem next year. If you're there, I might have to recuse myself. But but guys, seriously, Kings Dominion has a big amusement park there, right there next to the campground. So if you come down, you can stay in a hotel. If you don't have a caravan or something like that, stay in a hotel. It's right across the street. But you drive over here or fly and rent a car, whichever, if you got the resources. And then you can take the kids to Kings Dominion, and they go on the roller coasters and all that cool stuff.
Fantastic. Yeah, we're going to the Lancaster Fair on the 30th of June. The Lancaster Fair opens here. So, and one of our first plans is getting a camper, because we want to explore America with a camper. Yeah. And I'm coming with my own Potjie.
Yeah, no doubt. That would be pretty amazing. But that's something to consider. I mean, for next year, you got some time. I was invited to it this year, and I went down there, and it was amazing. It's getting bigger every year. So the Campbells performed there. as did
the Campbells.
That's also,
Fat Man was also there. He performed,
Yes.
but he's not so fat anymore. He lost all that weight.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. I can't believe it. We'll be there.
No, it's amazing. So that's the next question I want to ask you. In Lincoln, is there any sort of South African community at all? I mean, you mentioned someone in Vilma.
Small one.
Small one.
Yes,
Small
we're
one.
about now 10 families
That we
here
know-
in
that we know of,
Lincoln.
yeah.
And it's so funny because we were standing at the Walmart and waiting for our bus, and a lady came over and she was like, "Are y'all from South Africa?" Because she heard us speaking Afrikaans to each other.
Yeah.
And me and her just hugged each other like we were old family, and we were just rapping on in Afrikaans, and it's so nice. And my friend Volma, who also lives a couple of miles away. So we a small, and we've got like a little group on WhatsApp that we all communicate on, which is really nice.
That's pretty awesome. So Peter had a question for Haley. Beef, lamb, chicken, or biltong potjie?
Oh, you know what I
Skinkel,
won?
skinkel.
I won with in South Africa. I won 3 competitions with, and it's what's considered offal in America, but it's pork shank. It's the pork shank, and I make a pork shank curry in a potjie. That or my oxtail potjie. So my oxtail potjie or my pork shank potjie. That's a winner. And you must come and try that one. Yo, it's a winner.
Okay, here's a warning shot for the Brian Potjie Fest for next year. I'm bringing a ringer from Nebraska who's won 3 times.
Okay, yeah.
Yes.
Oh my goodness, guys! Haley, let me ask you a question. Okay, here, in South Africa, there's lots of stereotypes about black
Yes.
people, about colored people. You talked earlier about how coloreds are humorous, and that's true. I mean, generally speaking, but there's also negative stereotypes, and a lot of South Africans, particularly black South Africans, not all 60 or 40 million of them, but a significant portion of them, look at white South Africans, especially Afrikaners, and say they're arrogant, they're racist. But you're married to an Afrikaner. Obviously,
Yes.
that's not the view that you, as a colored, have of Afrikaners.
Yes and no.
Okay, that's why I ask. Okay, that's a fair question. I
Yeah,
think.
yes and no. I mean, we had racism in his family
Yeah.
when he married me. And it's like it's like Francois has a tag put on him because he chose out of the culture. And so yes, I've experienced it from the farming community we lived in, from other Afrikaners. But being a colored, and because colored people speak Afrikaans as well, language is a great a barrier breaker. With the language, you can break a barrier, and after 2 minutes, you don't see the person's color, you just see someone who speaks my language. So even here in Lincoln, all the Afrikaners are friends with me, especially the women. They're all friends with me because they know. And Hailey, it's was now. You're so funny. Because coloreds, Afrikaners love colored people because they think we're funny. They think we sort of like under their wing. So it's yes and no, but I'm used to it. And because when it comes to stereotypes, that's like a joke in our marriage.
Exactly.
I'll be like, we went swimming the other day, and the kids and their dad love cold water. I don't swim in cold water, Colonel. I always go to him, it's not in my DNA. Nope, I don't swim in cold water. I'm like, you white people that like to swim in cold water.
So you're saying
no.
black people don't swim in the way?
Exactly. Ask him, and then I'll say to him, even in South Africa,
Yes.
I would go, baby, just watch the children in the water because that lifeguard is not a swimmer. Black people don't swim. I don't trust the lifeguard because all the lifeguards in South Africa are black. So it's like, we don't swim. Because I say to Francois, white people dance in the water, and black people, we swim on the dance floor.
It's interesting stereotypes because in America, black people by and large don't really, or traditionally aren't people that go into the water. I mean, I know it's a stereotype, but it's true in America. And so when I went to Liberia and I went to the beach on JJ Roberts' day, all the Liberians were in the ocean. I'm like, what are all these black people doing in the water?
Like in Zanzibar. When we were in Zanzibar, I said to my husband on our honeymoon, baby, there's black boys who swim in the ocean. Those boys were swimming and they were catching octopus and fish. And I was blown away. But in general, we swim on a dance floor. Yeah, that's
look, there's always a degree of truth to a stereotype, even if it's negative or if it's positive. But one thing I got to dispel right now, and I've discovered it again, even with just one hip, the stereotype that white men can't dance just simply isn't true. I can still cut it on the dance floor, even a one hip. Because when I was at the Brian Poikey Fest, Mad Max's daughter wanted me to dance with her, Yannicka, the little 7-year-old, and so I'm like, but my hip, and I went out there, and with one hip, I was like, they were singing Afrikaans, but I was in the mood for a little Marvin Gaye. A little Marvin Gaye would have been nice right about that time. Yeah. And white men can jump. I used to dunk until I injured my ankle.
Exactly. I love that movie too. The old movie.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Anyway, guys, let me ask this question. I mean, with a name like Prinsloo and Hendricks, you've obviously got origins that go way back to the early settlement in the Western Cape. So are either of you at all curious about genealogy or family history or tracing it back? Not that you have to be, but I'm a genealogist. That's why I ask.
Yeah. Yeah, I actually, my heritage is Boere. I come from the Boere, from the Boereoorlog actually.
Boere War.
No, Boere War. Yeah, the Boere War. I can actually trace my lineage back to General Hubert. It's actually my ancestor. And yes, I'm very interested in it, but getting the records in South Africa.
Yeah, but he had more records because that's where I would again be like, you see what your people did to us, because Francois' box of what I received from his mom, I've got photographs all the way to the 1800s of his family in our family history box. I don't even have photos of my mom and dad as babies. Because back in the day, in the 50s and 60s, you had to be a really wealthy person to have a photograph taken in South Africa. Yeah. And I would give my eye teeth to actually see my mom as a baby or my dad as a baby. But unfortunately, the coloreds and the blacks didn't have that in the old South Africa because it wasn't basically a luxury afforded to them. So it makes me kind of sad when I have all the family photos hanging that my photos only go as far back as my grandma and grandpa, and his go back to his great. It's amazing looking at his family history. And I can only go as far back as 1920. And that's where the record keeping stops for my heritage.
So, Haley, that's true, and that's sad and unfortunate that you can't see photos of your parents when they're young. But there is a game changer and something that levels the playing field that you can do now that you're in America. When Prime has its sale again, watch for Amazon to offer Ancestry.com kits for like $49. Okay. And you can do your DNA. And it stays, people are freaking out, but I mean, trust me, it's not hard to find your DNA. You leave it everywhere you go. So giving it to a company is not a big deal. But you can do the DNA and you will find fascinating things about your heritage based on that. Wow. I highly recommend it. I've done my DNA and
I would love to.
When I did my when I did my DNA, well, it would be interesting for you to do it and then do it for the kids, because the kids are going to inherit both lines, And so, and so that's going to be fascinating for them. But so they usually have these sales during Prime. They sell it, or at Christmas time they'll sell it. Ancestry.com typically sells them. Sometimes some of the other sites, but you can do the DNA, and it's very simple. You just spit in a little tube, and then you mail it in, and that's a piece of cake. Yes. And then you get your results in about 6 weeks or something. It might be faster now, I don't know, but I would recommend doing that just to discover. It's fascinating.
That would be great.
I mean, there are people in South Africa who are colored who discovered they're more German than they are African.
So they're probably more poor than you.
Yeah, probably.
Well, look, that's entirely possible because the Afrikaners are not exactly all white. A lot of them think they're all white.
Exactly. No. I told you. No. Certain Afrikaners with looked at, I said he looks more colored than Afrikaner.
Exactly.
Well, it's not just the ones who look colored. The ones can look very white can also have that. I mean, first off, if you guys think you're the first colored and white that got together in South Africa, I got to tell you that stuff started in 1652.
Exactly.
Exactly. I told you when Jan van Riebeck came. Yeah.
See, the problem is that Jan van Riebeck brought grapevines. And then Simon, what's his name?
Simon van der Stel.
Simon van der Stel started a vineyard, and that's how come you got all these colors. People were drinking, the white guys and the black women.
I told you they got us colors with the wine.
So now like, hey baby, hey, want some of this? Oh yeah, that's that's lekker. Let me some more of that.
Lekker. I love it.
Hey, let's go over here behind the bushes. Whoa, what's up with that?
Yeah, zondagmiddag knappie, baby.
Yeah. So I hate to break it to you, but you're not exactly pioneers when it comes to mixed relationships.
Yes, no, definitely. So yeah, but yeah, we tried. We tried.
Yeah. No, but those four trekkers came a few centuries before the two of you.
Yes, they did. That's why. Yeah, I always said it's actually like a joke Francois and I have when I'll say to him when Jan van Riebeck then came to South Africa, they got the koi by giving them wine and tobacco. That's why coloreds like wine and smoking, because I'm the only smoker in the family. I always say that too.
Have you considered giving that up? It's expensive here for cigarettes.
Yeah. Oh my.
Yeah.
The topic of the price of cigarettes has actually put me on the path to stopping, and because there's not a lot of places where you can smoke. Outside in restaurants and what have you. But when I landed here and I saw it is $10 for a pack of Marlboro, I nearly fainted. For one pack of Marlboro, you can buy 2 cartons in South Africa. So I've been smoking less, and I have to stop. I have to stop because I cannot afford the habit in America.
So let me tell you, if you lived in New York, if you think $10 a pack is bad, it's $24 a pack in New York City.
Huge. Back me up and leave me. Yeah. So to save money, my principles cannot make me spend 170 rand on one packet of smoke. I can't. So it's like a smoke in the morning with my coffee and a smoke in the evening with my coffee, and that's it.
So you're going to pass out when you find out that until the military turned against cigarettes in the late 1980s, I could go into the commissary and purchase a carton of cigarettes for $4.
Wow, thank God it's not that now. No. Else, I wouldn't quit. But the price alone, it's just a principle thing with me, Colonel. I cannot spend good food money on one packet of smokes. I can't do that.
Well, I mean, this is why I need super chats. This crap is expensive. I need money to buy these things. Otherwise, I can't justify. No, seriously. I mean, the price of the ones you get at Starbucks used to be $3.99 for the tall one. And I would drink 2 or 3 of those a day without gaining weight because I have a metabolism like a hummingbird. Well, I did have a metabolism like a hummingbird. Not so much anymore. But the price has gone from that to $7.40 for one.
Yes.
And meanwhile, my income from the military has gone down by 40% because I'm retired. I still have other income, but so my income has gone down and the price has nearly doubled. And I'm like, so I drink fewer of them because I just can't justify spending $7 all the time. Well, one thing that keeps me coming back is our supermarket here. We have Giant. I'm not sure what you have in Nebraska. You might Hy-Vee, maybe you might have something like that. But
yes, there's the Hy-Vee, but I do all my shopping at Russell's Market.
Okay, but Hy-Vee's the big chain. That's so here we have Giant, which is a big chain, and they have a Starbucks inside. And every 7th Starbucks you buy that size, you get it free. So they've tricked me.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's like the racetrack.
Coming back.
Yeah, they make me come back for that.
About America.
So somebody said,
amazing.
So Rita says, "Oh my soul, my stomach is aching from all the laughter and tears. Doesn't stop either. You guys are amazing." And then Mandy Basson says, "You guys are killing me. Wait until you meet Colored in Indiana. Watch out, Hendo and Haley, Oxtail, Cross, Blackwell." So Mandy Basson, you're colored, and I haven't heard from you for an interview. What's up with that? You got to pay it forward. This is a call to all the Indians and all the coloreds and any blacks who've come to America right now. Have the courage to come on the program. You can see you're treated fairly here. I mean, and if you've got to protect your family, because of something, we could do anonymous. We'll make up a name for you. If your name is Prinsloo, we'll call you Sandra, okay? But you need to pay it forward because they keep lying about this. Coloreds are not applying for the program because they think it's for white farmers because that's what they've been told.
That's true.
So Mandy, I'm gonna cock you out right now. You need to get on here.
Yeah.
Anyway, but seriously, no, but that's why we do these interviews, and I think is that one of the motivations for you guys, or did you just want to chat?
No, that was part of the motivation. It's to get the message out. Yeah.
To my family, because my nephew is a successful chef in South Africa, and him and his family, they've got a young family, a 2-year-old and a newborn baby. And I've been trying to advise them that the future they can give their children if they came to America would be much better, but they're fearful and they're thinking it's only for persecuted white people. And I'm saying, I even said to my nephew's wife, there's Indian people, because she's Indian by heritage. I said, there's Indian people, colored people. You guys have got to consider it. So if more Indian and colored people spoke, I would be really happy so that I could share those videos with them to see.
Yeah. Now, Mandy just said, you're right, Colonel, I'll make contact soon. There we go. There we go.
No.
All right.
Thank you.
So that's fantastic, Mandy. I look forward to a conversation with you. But this is for the Indians in the audience. Okay, guys, you're not fooling anyone. Every Indian I've interviewed has told their family they're here on an H-2A or H-2B visa. You're not here on that. You're a refugee. I appreciate you got to have the top cover, but come on, let's get the Indians on the program. It's a cultural thing. It's a cultural thing, for the Indians. I get it, but we need to get more folks on. Everybody, come on. I mean, look again. I've said this before. I think I don't know some people why they think I do this, because it takes a lot of time, a lot of preparation, a lot of thing, and also a lot of communication. And it's not like I'm getting paid millions of dollars to do this. I do this because it's a passion and a love to get the word out there, and also I get to meet some really cool people like you guys in the Stolze family and the Smiths, and Midri up in Wisconsin. Talk about a bubbly person. She's full of energy too. Yeah. Anyway, guys, unfortunately, we're going to have to wrap up because I've got to do the news here shortly. And then for those who don't know, after the news, there'll be a short break, but then you're going to be redirected to the global announcement of the White Cross Project, the Vitkreuz Project, which is taking place in Washington, D.C. on the 26th of September. Ernst Roots, formerly of AfriForum, now with Lex Libertas, will be my guest, and we're going to show that. So, guys, I'm going to give you a chance to wrap up. And since, no offense there, Francois, but Haley's the more articulate and exciting of the two of you. So I'm going to let you go first, Francois, and then I'm going to ask her to close up because she'll close at a good note. Yeah. What I want you guys to do is tell us about the experience. You can spend 30 seconds or a couple minutes if you need to. How much time you need. I can start the news late. Don't worry about that. But I want you to tell people, thoughts on it. Do you recommend the program? Was it the right decision? Any regrets? And, what it's like. Just kind of wrap up like that. And we'll start with Francois. The stage is yours, my friend.
Okay. What I'd like everyone to know is this is the best decision that I could have made for my family and for my children, for their safety and for their future. There's no future in South Africa. There's no hope. And I don't want to sound like a downer, but we are the minority. And I'm talking to not just the Boere and the Afrikaners, I'm talking to the Indians and the Coloreds as well. You're the minority. And when they're done with the Boere, who you think is going to be next? Okay? Please come. No regrets. America is amazing. The people love us. And look, be friendly, be honest. When you do the process, when you start the process, we didn't have any problems with church world services, with OIM, with UNCIS, and even Maori Settlement Agency, because we were honest, we were thankful, and we were grateful. Don't be arrogant, and things will go good for you. I promise. But yeah, no regrets. I'm happy, and I've got a future for my family now.
When it comes to me, I'm America crazy. I've always been an American nut. I listen to American music. I my children have a diverse palate because they eat everything from around the world, because the food I cook includes everything from Mexican food, Indian food, European food. They eat sushi, so knowing that I could bring them here and give them an opportunity to experience everything from Disneyland to a local fair to riding on a yellow school bus. They are so super excited to experience that, because Mama would always say to them, one day when we go to America, we'll try and show you.
Yeah.
But I've also, moving here made me reignite my YouTube channel, which was stagnant for the last 2 years since our attack.
Yeah.
Because I was scared to advertise what I was doing on the farm on my YouTube channel, because my YouTube channel covered my honeybee business and farm life in South Africa. But after the attack, I went quiet for 2 years. My channel just died. And I reignited it when we landed here. And it's been awesome, so that I could show the world that it's not only white Afrikaners that are a refugee from South Africa, but even a young colored girl from Johannesburg that always dreamt of going to America one day. And Francois promised me to bring me to America even on a holiday. And yeah, every day he looks at me and he goes, "Can you believe we're in America?" And I'm like, "No." And I am happy. I'm happy we made this choice. We made this decision. We experienced our first 4th of July.
And it was the big one.
It was the big one. And yeah, I'm an American. I'm an African American. And he even says he's now a true African American. And thank you, America, for welcoming us with open arms. Thank you. And thank you, Colonel.
Yeah, Colonel, thank you.
You're very welcome,
videos
guys.
Really inspire.
Yes,
Well,
thank you.
I'm glad to hear they inspire. That's certainly one of the reasons why I do it. It's amazing. I'm glad you touched on the 250th. I didn't get a chance to mention that. That was a pretty amazing event, and what a great time to show up just in time for that. I know a lot of people are envious. They really wanted to be here for that, and they haven't made it over yet. So yeah. But it's wonderful to chat with you guys. Let me give you a little bit of advice, though. Okay, for that football game, go inquire about tickets now, because the game started in September. And I don't know if they're sold out, but I mean, you got to check. And I don't know what tickets cost. It's a university, but go check and get those tickets now so the kids can experience that football game. And then what we need to do is, if you get tickets and you go to that game, wherever I'm at or wherever you're at, we need to get you on, or at least send me some clips so I can show you guys the game, that sort of thing.
We'll do that.
Yeah. I'll be filming.
Okay, so I'm going to do this, Haley, if you're interested. Okay, I do something occasionally with Lily. All right. If you're interested, we can every now and then, if you'd like, maybe I have you on and we can do a little program and talk about living in America. If you're interested in that, since you've got experience on YouTube and you certainly have the right personality. Also, please send me. I will make sure I get you my number, Francois. I don't think I got my number to you, or if I did, we weren't communicating over WhatsApp, so that we can do WhatsApp. But send me your channel link so I can share it in the description, because I didn't even know you had a YouTube channel. So, I mean, it's funny because the audience gets introduced to the people I interview, but with the refugees, most of them, I don't know anything about them. So these are a cold call. And so I learned about you. There are a few exceptions. Friends of mine have come over. I know what to expect when I interview them. But in your case, I didn't even know you had a YouTube channel. So we're going to look. They're all asking for it. Look at this. Now nobody's going to watch my damn channel. They're all going to go watch Haley.
We'll definitely say
anyway.
Colonel.
All right. So I do have to ask a question here very quickly that before we go. I presume that you guys are rugby fans?
Francois was a rugby player. He had his national colours in rugby.
I played Transvaal and Springbok when I was in high school and just passed high school, but I broke my knee and my rugby career went down the toilet. So
were you a lock? Were you a lock?
No, I was a fly.
Okay.
Fly half,
Oh wow. Well, you kind of need that knee to kick.
We actually stopped watching rugby after they pulled all the quotas in. I'm just like, rugby is a Boer boy sport, sorry, but Yeah, you can't force it on a certain culture. So we stopped watching. when
Lots
we
of color. It's
invaded
love
that.
rugby.
Yeah.
Herschel Yankees.
Yes,
You know,
We-
Damien
yes,
Willemse.
Springbok life.
Anyway, all right, guys. Thank you so much. Bye bye, donkey. It was a real pleasure. Que la boa. I look forward to hearing from you guys again, and
you.
in the short term, so I can add that to the video description so they can find Haley's channel. Okay. Best of luck to you guys,
you.
and next year at the Brian Poiki Fest, I promise to be.
We'll see you there.
I'm coming with blazing guns.
I promise to
blazing
be
guns.
neutral as a judge.
Colonel.
Thank
All right, guys, I'll let you drop
Thank you,
off.
Colonel.
You're very welcome. And I'll wrap up.
Bye bye.
All right, cheers. Well, guys, I don't know about the rest of you all. Let me. There they go. But that was just awesome. That rocked. Did you enjoy that? I know everybody keeps saying every interview is the best one, but this is definitely one of the best ones. It was very, very enjoyable conversation. I hope you enjoyed it. And my many, many thanks to the Prinsloo family out there in Lincoln, Nebraska. They are off to a great start. I wish them only the very best, and I'm sure you do the same. Don't forget, we have coming up after this, a couple minutes. Give me a couple minutes to catch my breath. The news will be on. Plenty to talk about. The war has restarted in Iran. It never really was over, but the steel on target is happening again. And then later today, we have Ernst Rutz from Lex Libertas for the global announcement of the White Cross project that's taking place on September 26th in Washington, D.C. So thank you all so much for tuning in. And once again, for the hate wankers at News 24 who have a policy that this is a program for white farmers, you're wrong. You've been proven wrong time and again. You're not a media outlet. You're not a news organization. You're a yellow journalism propaganda outlet because you refuse to tell the truth. How do you have a policy dictating how you address facts? You cannot have a policy denying the truth. And you deny the truth. And once again, in living color, no pun intended, we've shown you that you're liars. Liars, liars, liars. It's time to stop misleading and gaslighting the South African public. I am not encouraging anyone to come to America as refugee. I'm not discouraging anyone. That is a choice you must make for yourself. But you should not be misled by media and politicians who have agendas that are not in your interest. And with that, I'll wrap it up here, folks. God bless, and we'll see you in a few minutes on the news. Cheers, and I really appreciate my guests coming on. This was a really lekker conversation. We'll see you shortly.